And welcome back to BruceTV. It's Saturday morning, no, pretty lunchtime now. I've just flown, and now Emery is up for his first round attempt. How did I do? Well, thank you for asking. I did really well. So I'm very impressed with my first round. I'll probably blow it on the next rounds, but currently I'm in a very good position. So let's see how Ian gets on. I'll get behind the judges and sit down. Well, try and make the video a bit more stable. Steve Roberts is calling. And this is the first time Ian's flown this machine in competition. So let's see what goes on here. Can you zoom? System allows zooming? I really should have looked into this a bit more. Oh yeah, look, I can zoom. Zoom out a bit. That works. Okay, so unlike the last BruceTV, this round shows it done properly. It's a diagonal upwards to 7 meters. It's then a half kind of loop with a full pirouette in it. The pirouette points have to line up with certain markers. Go away, Buzzy Bee. Line back up to the 7 meter mark. As a pilot, you can kind of judge this by the distance between the flags. It's 10 meters, and from the flag to the center is 5 meters. So you use your brain while you're flying to try and estimate these heights. Back to the 2 meter height mark in the center, and let's descend into the circle. And the judges are looking for any kind of deflection, any input from the pilot. And they'll all be added together and taken off his score. So up to 4.5 meters. This is the twin tail, I think they call this. From the 4.5 meter point, you come backwards to the 2 meter point. So you're descending at like a 30-degree angle. Now you're going to start doing some 45-degree angle climbs. Up 2.5 meters, across 2.5 meters, stop back over the flag at 7 meters, so you've climbed another 2.5 meters and gone back 2.5 meters. Now cut right through the course, descending from 7 meters down to 2 meters. So you should be bisecting that 4.5 meter mark where you were hovering. And ideally the main shaft should be over the flag, but you kind of give it a few inches leeway either side before you start deducting half points. So another climb up to 7.5 meters, and then descend back to the centre to 4.5 meters. Like I said at the beginning, this is just like watching paint dry. It's like figure skating. It's so hard to do, and it's very rewarding as a pilot. Possibly not entertainment. Oh, half a point, maybe a point for the hesitation. So with the hovering complete, it's now aerobatics. So Ian flies the opposite direction to everyone else when he leaves the patch, which he can do because he likes to do a flat and level run through the course before he starts. So he's gone downwind, doing a turnaround manoeuvre. He will line up, fly past himself as a free pass. Look at those aeroplane contrails, wow. Cool, the first manoeuvre. There's 2 candles. You're going to pull up vertical, perform a stall turn backwards, half tumble back, and then a half loop through the centre of the course. Another stall, another drop backwards, another tumble. Well, it's a backflip really, I suppose. And then pull out. And the entry and exit heights have to be the same, and everything has to be consistent. Otherwise you get downmarked, like I was in my first round. Next manoeuvre is the loop with the two 540 tail turns, I'm going to call it. There's the loop. Slowly over the top, keep the shape. Back up again, so you can do another loop in the same place, but don't. You go to a stall turn, you do a tail turn. You know the tail turn's correct is when the fuselage is horizontal at the stall, so it's done there. When it's facing in horizontal, that's where the stall should be, and then the rest of the tail turn is done as it descends. Again, I apologise for the video if I'm not pointing in the right direction, but I just can't see the screen. Next move is UX. Right, he comes into the course, he pulls up 45-degree angle, he does a half roll. He stalls at that angle, does a push flip to the vertical, performs a half loop. So that's the U bit, and the X obviously is the straight bits. So he does another push flip, and then comes down diagonally, inverted, which is scary as hell. Half roll, pull out. Very nice. Now the two loops. First loop on the right hand side of the course, with the vertical going through the centre line. Keep it round. Very hard to do with a helicopter, of course. Do the second loop the other side of the course, and try and get your descent to be on the centre line. You might have just missed. Right, now we have half and full. Yeah, it's basically a half roll to the inverted, and then a full roll going vertical through the centre line. Half roll, full roll, and then a half roll back. Complete. Now the inverted umbrella. So you go up the vertical, which is like the umbrella inverted. Yeah. So you go up the shaft, stall, then do a backward half loop, little one, to the edge of where you would have done a full loop. Perform a half loop, obviously the bottom half of the loop, up the other side, now do a stall again, now do a little half loop back to the centre. So the ball should be vertical on the centre line. Oh, that sun's a killer. And pull out. Right. Now, like I say, this is the first time Ian's flown this machine in competition, and we don't get the chance to practice auto rotations. So here comes auto rotation. Best of luck. Cut the motor. Perform the turn. The model should be turning all the way down to the ground. It shouldn't come in straight like it's going. Woohoo! Yep, no brakes. There is no wind here at all. And with auto rotations, you tend to use the wind to slow you down. So, it is what it is. I did the same thing. I went careering past the centre line as well. Typically in the wind, you end up being short. You end up down there somewhere. People who can fly properly, they get it into the centre circle. So that was a good round. Ian probably beaten me because we made the same mistake with the auto. For the first time ever in my life, I'm beating Steve, but Steve did get a 0 for his first manoeuvre because he did it wrong, and he'll bounce back, I'm sure. We all get, like, out of the 4 rounds, 1 we throw away, so that's his throwaway round. And if the wind picks up, I'll probably use a windy round as a throwaway, because we have to ignore the wind. If the wind makes the model bounce, you get downlocked. It's just the way it is. Oh, who's next? We have a Spaniard. I apologise, I don't know his name. I'll have to interview him sometime. And that's our little competition scene. If you've got any requests for stuff to take videos off, feel free to enter it in the message section. Yeah, and with that I will sign off.